to the only Google metrics that really matter for your med spa. We are not just talking about how to run ads or how to make them look good. We're showing you how to track what actually matters. The numbers that tell you if your ads are making money or wasting it. Because the truth is, most med spa owners are spending money blindly on Google Ads without knowing what's working, what's not, or how to fix it. So by the end of this call, you're all going to walk away with the exact metrics that matter most for your med spa's ads, how to tell in 5 minutes if your campaign is profitable, and the clarity to stop guessing and start scaling with confidence. So if you've ever felt like Google Ads are a little black box, stick around because we're opening it up and showing you everything. So let's dive on in. I'm Jules. I'm the director of med spa marketing here at Diamond Accelerator. I've spent the last decade helping med spa owners grow from local businesses into household names using strategic marketing, elevated branding, and revenue-driven campaigns that actually convert. I don't just care about aesthetics looking good online. I care about making money and making sure every dollar you spend turns into booked appointments and long-term growth. My job is to help you cut through the chaos and build a brand that people trust and create marketing that pays you back. So I'm here to make sure your visibility strategy isn't just pretty, it's profitable. Now, if you don't already know Bree, let me introduce you to the Google Ads queen herself. Bree has over 15 years of experience in digital advertising. That includes 11 years running Facebook and Instagram ads and 5+ years managing high-performing Google Ads for med spas and aesthetic businesses. She doesn't just run campaigns. She understands your patient, your profit margins, and how to drive real ROI. She's not just a strategist. She's also a med spa patient herself, which means she's always thinking like both the business owner and the buyer. This dual lens is what makes her so powerful. And today she's going to help you cut through the noise and only focus on Google Ads metrics that matter. So Bree, please, let's dive in. Take it away.
Thank you, Jules. And it's so nice to meet everyone. So let's start off with the big one. That is Google Ads is one of the most underutilized tools in the med spa industry and one of the most misunderstood, quite frankly. So what I see is people usually just set their campaigns and forget them, or they usually just obsess over every number that shows up in their dashboard. So today we're going to teach you the handful of metrics that actually matter so you can stop wasting your time and your money and start running ads that actually work. So to start it off, I want to start with conversions. This is the most important part of a Google campaign. A conversion defined by Google is whatever you decide it to be. So they give you multiple options. It could be a form fill, a phone call, an online booking, or just a plain old lead capture. But something to keep in mind is not all conversions are created equal. So we want to track high intent actions. These are actions like actual lead form submissions for people who are interested in your treatment and services, and actual online bookings that turn into paying patients. But here's the truth, if you're spending about 1,500 bucks on Google and you're not tracking conversions, you're honestly just playing darts in the dark. So it's just a waste of money. What I would say is almost every Google ad account that I've performed an audit for, the conversion tracking is either not set up properly or is missing. And to make it worse, if any leads or appointment requests actually do come through, then the true cost per conversion or like lead or appointment set is above $100 and sometimes $200 or more, which is way, way too high. So you need proper conversion tracking set up on your site and in your Google Ads dashboard. Otherwise, Google has no idea what to optimize for, and you honestly won't even know what's actually even driving results.
Yes, 100%. And I just want to add to that, that at Diamond Accelerator, conversions are our North Star. So not clicks, not impressions, not vibes, right? Conversions, like real trackable actions that lead to booked appointments and revenue. But here's the catch that I think that most people miss, that not all conversions are created equal. So just because Google calls something a conversion doesn't mean that it's always valuable to your bottom line, right, Bree? So like breaking it down, there's two types of conversions that I put in my reporting for Google Ads, that Bree puts in her reporting for Google Ads. and that's click to lead conversions, right? So this is when someone clicks your ad and takes an action. So filling out a contact form, calling your front desk, clicking your book now button, opting into a special offer. These are your marketing conversions. They're signals that your ad is working well enough to generate interest and that your landing page is doing its job to capture that interest. But where I find most practices go wrong is they stop there. Yay, we got 25 conversions. Pop the champagne, right? But how many of those leads are actually showing up for a consultation? And then how many of them are turning into paying patients? So that's where that second type of conversion comes in. That's lead to patient conversion. So this is the one that I think matters, really matters, right? So this is when a person who came through your Google ad, booked, showed up, and handed you her husband's credit card, right? Paid you. This is what we call a business conversion, because let's be honest, 100 form fills means nothing if you're not closing any of them. Neither, in my opinion, is more important, right? Although we all love to see money in the bank. But they tell us very different things that we're looking at when we're tracking these metrics. So click to lead conversions tell us how well your ad and your landing page are working. So if this number is low, it's a traffic or a targeting issue. You're not attracting the right people, or your landing page isn't compelling enough to get them to take action. Your lead to patient conversion tell us how well your internal sales process is working. So this includes your follow-up texts, your calls, DMs, how quickly you're responding to the leads, and how well your team is handling the consultation, right? Your consultation process. So you can have the best ad in the world, but if no one is answering the phone, your team isn't closing them, the whole campaign falls apart. So the real power move is tracking both and optimizing them accordingly. So if you're getting clicks and leads but not bookings, that's a conversion problem in the sense of your sales process, right? It's not your ad. It's what's happening after you get the lead. If you're not getting any leads at all, that's an ad problem, and we need to fix the offer, the targeting, or the landing page. This is why at Diamond, we don't just report numbers, we diagnose performance, because when you know what kind of conversions you're looking at, you can stop playing the guessing game and you can really start scaling your ads with confidence. So that's how you build a profitable patient-filled pipeline with Google Ads.
Definitely. Thank you, Jules, for going over that too, because I think it's definitely something that could be a little bit confusing, especially when talking about conversions with Google. So cool stuff. Thank you. The next thing that I want to talk about is clicks and cost per click, which is CPC. So clicks, they tell if someone is actually interested in what you're advertising, whereas cost per click tells us how competitive your market is. So here's what I consider normal for an aesthetic space. $2 to $4 cost per click is normal for general skincare ads. Think like facials, chemical peels, something that's a little bit more lower ticket. And then I cost per clicks around $5 to $10 plus are normal for high demand treatments. So these are like injectables, Botox, fillers, cool sculpting, or even laser hair removal. So that's just something to keep in mind with the cost per clicks. But to add on to that, one thing I do want to touch base on that surprises a lot of med spa owners is bidding on competitive keywords such as Botox, Botox near me, or even tox near me. Even though that these are high intent competitive keywords in search terms, that doesn't always mean that you're going to get a crazy, crazy cost per click. So when your campaigns are set up strategically with strong and relevant ad copy, targeted keywords that match what your patients are actually searching for, and high quality landing pages that speak directly to what they're searching, you can often secure really, really good cost per clicks, even on those competitive terms. So don't be afraid to bid on high intent keywords. They honestly can end up being one of the fastest ways to actually get bookings. So when it comes to cost per click, if your cost per click is too low, it tells us it might mean that your ad isn't competitive enough. meaning that you're not doing a better targeting and doing using any more of Google's tools to make your campaign stand out to get those higher intent customers. If your cost per click is too high, it could signal issues with your ad copy, targeting, or landing page quality even. Or honestly, you could even be in a super competitive market. But clicks alone, unless they're converting, really honestly don't mean anything. So I like to always view cost per click in context with conversions. So a $10 cost per click that drives an actual booked appointment and a paying patient is way more valuable than a $3 click that goes absolutely nowhere. So just something to keep in mind when it comes to cost per click and all those keywords, because I know it definitely gets a little confusing and muddied.
100%. I couldn't agree more. I literally just had a client I was talking to yesterday, and she was like, I do not want to do a Google ad for Botox because it's one of those too high intent keywords. Like I don't want to spend that money. It's going to be too expensive for me to get to the top. And we convinced her, right, Bree, and literally almost overnight, it is her best performing Google campaign. You just have to learn how to do it the right way. So, just like Bree said, a $10 cost per click doesn't scare me if it's turning into $500 appointments. What scares me is $3 clicks that go nowhere because that's just dead weight. And so you always have to look at the return, not just the cost of things. So I see a lot of people get really hung up on that CPC, that high intent, right? And
Mhm.
don't let it scare you away.
Definitely not. Yep. That's definitely one of the biggest ones too, is the cost per click. A lot of people focus too much on it, but don't let it scare you away whatsoever. So cool. And moving on to the next one, a really important one that I really love is click-through rate, which is also CTR abbreviated. So this basically tells us how relevant and compelling your ad is to your audience. Are they actually clicking through? So on average, click-through rates in aesthetics is about 4 to 6%. If it's under 3%, your ad may be just too generic, irrelevant, or not addressing what your audience is actually searching for or truly wants. If it's 6 to 7%, that's really good, and you're probably dialed in. Some things that affect click-through rates, headlines and keywords, your ad copy and offers, and extensions. So extensions are like site links or callouts on ads. So it's basically like a book now button, just simple things for people to easily click through and actually play with your ad. With the right messaging, targeting, and offers, honestly, we see click-through rates as high as like 20% plus. So with that, higher click-through rate equals a lower cost per click and honestly a better quality score within Google. So your ads will perform better. And that will tell you that it will tell Google that your ad is honestly worth showing. So that is a huge important piece to metrics and how your campaigns perform.
Yes. CTR, click through rate, is like one of those numbers that just makes my little inner marketing heart like nerd geek out, right? It's not just about the ad, it's about how well you know your audience. So if you're speaking their language and solving their problems, they click. If you're talking about a youthful radiance and they're worried about snatching their jawline, you miss, right? So that's why copy matters, positioning matters, and most importantly, the campaign that you choose matters. Because if you're optimizing the wrong type of campaign, you could be targeting the right people, but you're targeting them in the wrong way. So, Bree, break that down for us. Walk us through how you choose the right campaign for your goals, and then what most med spas are getting wrong in that area.
Definitely. So there's three different campaign types that I recommend most for med spas. The first one, which I love the most, is search campaigns. So these are campaigns or ads that show up when people are actively searching for specific keywords. So think Botox, Botox near me. These campaigns are higher intent, but can also yield higher cost per click. But again, higher intent means they're actively searching for your service and would come in for a treatment and for their appointment. This is best for conversions and just local services. The second type of campaign that I would recommend is a display campaign. These are great for brand awareness as well as retargeting. These are like banner ads across Google's display network. Think like news sites, blogs, things like that. These are great campaigns to run, like I said, for brand awareness and retargeting. So just getting your name out there, as well as hitting people who've already interacted with your brand. The third, and I find Performance Max to be really popular amongst a lot of audits that I do. These combine search, display, YouTube, Gmail. The one thing I will say about these campaigns, these are great if you have a lot of content and visuals, but if you don't have that content and visuals, they won't perform as well as a search campaign. However, these campaigns are extremely powerful and are great for practices with lots of content and strong visuals. So with your campaigns, when I'm building them out, I like to think, are we trying to just generate new clients for our customer, or are we trying to stay top of mind with patients who are already familiar with the med spa that we're working with? Because honestly, the answer to that will tell you everything. It's honestly the difference between chasing cold leads and nurturing warm ones, and between wasting money and building marketing momentum that actually compounds. So the best campaigns are honestly aligned with intention. They don't just look good, they perform.
Yes. Okay. So I have a little diamond tip I'm going to insert in here. So now that we have a handle on the metrics that matter, I want to give everyone that's here a little bonus strategy that we love to use with our clients at Diamond, and it seriously amplifies the ROI on all of your other marketing. So I like to call this the everywhere effect, and it's where retargeting becomes your secret weapon. So here's how it works. Let's say you're running a Google Ads campaign targeting your local area, or better yet, Bree is running it for you, right? And people see your ad, they click, they visit your landing page, but they haven't booked yet. Most people just let them go, right? They see, oh, we're getting a lot of clicks, and out of these clicks, we're getting so many bookings, but not us. So when someone clicks your ad, they are interested, they're just not ready, or they got distracted. Their kid came in and needed help with something, right? Maybe they needed to see your brand a few more times before they trust you enough to come in and let you poke their face. So instead of starting from scratch every single time you're trying to get a click, I would rather retarget it all the people who have shown interest in that service, right? So the smartest way that we like to do that here at Diamond is to use Google Ads to generate the click and then retarget that warm audience on Meta, Facebook and Instagram. So we're essentially using Google to fuel your Meta ad. So what we do is we drive high intent traffic from Google Ads. So people who are actively searching for Botox near me, laser facials, weight loss, those kinds of services, right? And when they click on your ad and land on your site, we pixel them and we add them to a custom audience in your Facebook Ads Manager. Then we use meta ads to follow up with content that nurtures them. So we can create a whole ads funnel, right? That shows testimonials, shows reels, introducing your injectors, promotions, limited time offers. It's like essentially creating your own mini algorithm that's just for your med spa. So suddenly the person that saw you in search then sees you on Facebook, then sees you on Instagram, then you're popping up in their stories and they're thinking, okay, who is this med spa? I'm seeing them everywhere. And that is by design. That's how we make someone go from curious to convinced, and we build that familiarity. We're building that trust. So that way, when they're ready to book, you're the first person they want to go to. They already saw your ad a million times. They already know that you are the expert. You're the authority in that service, right? So they're going to come straight to you once they're ready to book. The result of that is that we see your meta ads start performing better without having to increase your budget. Your Google ads are driving more than just clicks because they're actually fueling your funnel in your other, channels, right? And your med spa gets that celebrity level presence in your local market. So that is why I like to call it the everywhere effect. It's how smart brands really scale their visibility. I would say our top performing accounts start with search and retargeting, and that gives us those really high intent leads, that warm follow up, better conversion rates. And once you're profitable, we layer on even more reach with Performance Max, YouTube. So it's a strategy, right? It's not just spraying and praying. So, all right. Anything else, Bree, or should I run into the recap?
I think we're good for the recap.
All right.
That
So
was great, Jules. Thank you.
Yes, I'm going to recap our favorite Google Ads metrics that matter. I see a question already piling in for Bree, so I will jump into that next. Now's a great time, guys. If you want to start dropping your questions in the chat, let us know and we will read them when we get there. But to recap, conversions are what track actions that lead to booking, right? So remember, you have marketing conversions and you have business conversions. It's very important you track them both. Your clicks and your cost per clicks are important to track as well. So that way you know what you're paying and if it's worth it. And your click-through rate is what's going to tell you how good your ads actually are. Your campaign type is to match your goal to the right setup. So that way all the other metrics are actually meaningful to you. So if you're spending money on Google, you need to know how to read your numbers like a CEO and not just a marketer, right? So Bree, anything else on those?
Honestly, just adding on, if you're not tracking conversions or you don't know what campaign you're running, this is your sign to audit your account and clean it up. Honestly, it's never too late to fix a leaky ad strategy. And if you do it right, it'll become one of your most profitable and be one of your most profitable patient acquisition tools. Quite honestly, the return on investment on it is amazing. So,
Love it, love it. So, okay. One question came in, and this is absolutely one of my favorite questions ever. So I think it's so important for med spas to know because I see a lot of this mistake happening. So Bree, I want you to answer this one. They're asking what offers should they run? Like, does it matter if they're running Botox versus, PRP or biofiller on Google, right?
mhm. That's such a great question. And the short answer is yes, it does matter what offers you run. And here's why. When it comes to Google Ads, you want to choose your offers based on what people are actively searching for, right? So treatments like Botox, laser hair removal, or Emsculpt usually have high search volumes because people already know what they're looking for and ready to book. But I'll be honest, I prefer running campaigns that for treatments such as like biofiller or something, or biofiller or something where the volume, a search for that specific keyword or service is low. Because even though it might have a lower overall search volume, the people who are actively searching for it tend to be more educated, have higher intent, and are often willing to spend more and invest more in premium services. Plus, it helps differentiate your practice from competitors who are only advertising common treatments, such as just like a Botox. So, if you do have a biofiller campaign that you want to run alongside Botox, that would be great. But you still need to do your market research. That is a huge part to the answer of this question. Check what people are searching for in your area. Google makes it super easy with all the tools that they have within their Google Ads platform. Look at the competitiveness and cost per click for those keywords. Again, Google makes that super easy within their ad platform. And balance your campaigns between high volume services such as Botox for fast bookings and then unique services such as a biofiller or something that's not as frequently searched that will help set you apart. So while high volume treatments can drive quick results, don't be afraid to run offers that are like more niche, such as biofiller, if they fit your practice goals and patient demographics, because it's all about strategy, positioning, and knowing what your ideal patient is really searching for.
Love. Okay. And then a follow-up question to this from Zoom. How do I choose the right keywords for my ads?
Yes. So again, it's all about the research. So I love going into Google Ads. They have a Google Keyword Planner. So basically, I go in there and I love to just look and see what's popular and being searched in the specific area or location that the med spa is located in, based on what you have on your website already. From there, you'll see like what the search volume is, what people are looking for, and then you could determine what ads and campaigns that you want to run based on what those keywords are showing. And on that keyword planner tool, it also tells you about how competitive the keywords are. So basically, you would just look at that and determine the numbers based on what your strategy and overall goals are when it comes to the cost per click. But yes, definitely using the tools and just doing your research. And like I said, Google has free tools within their ads platform that you can easily use to do that market research.
Love. Okay, we have so many great questions.
I love it.
So, okay, Joe and Zoom asked if you have a list of parameters that you do to audit, that you look at to audit current campaigns. I can't speak. And I just want to follow up before Bree jumps into this, that anyone who is looking for a Google Ads audit, I would love for you to just drop your email, because we can have you add Bree into your account and she can go in and do an audit and record herself. So that way you can really watch her dive into your numbers. But Bree, if there's a list of parameters that you start with an audit, what are those?
The number one, conversions. I love going into conversions and seeing what's set up and if it's set up properly. That is the top one. And then from there, I just look at the campaigns. I see how they're set up, like what the ads look like, what the website that the ads are going to look like. And I kind of just do a deep dive and see how it all works. But like Jules mentioned, if you drop your email address with the word audit, I'll be more than happy to do an audit and then go through your account and just show you everything that I'm looking at. Another thing I like to look at is keywords. Like I said, the actual ad creative. So that includes like the headlines, the descriptions. You could also add images onto your ads. So just making sure that you're using all the full capabilities of Google to really benefit your advertising and take full advantage of it.
Love. And so Stacy sent a message in Zoom as well. She said that they're only advertising on Meta now, but should she start Google ASAP? Even though she's ranking, at the top for most services in our area. And I'm just going to go ahead and say yes, because again, you're advertising on Meta and you're looking to achieve that I see you everywhere effect. Like, it's only going to help you fuel your meta funnel, right? So if you are looking to grow your audience there and have even better success on Google, or on Meta, I mean, Google Ads is a great place to start. And it'll even help you decrease your ad spend over time, because as you improve your retargeting campaigns, you're just marketing to hot leads, right? And then she followed up with another question on how she would find that Google keyword planner. So is it
Oh,
easy
yes.
here?
Yep. I'll just go in there quick and tell you exactly. So it's under goals. Oh, I'm sorry, tools, planning, and then keyword planner. So
Tools,
it's,
keyword planner is where you would find that.
and then if you have any other questions about that, feel free to drop your email and I'll be more than happy to answer any questions. Yes, on Google, on their Google AdWords, in your AdWords platform. I'll send you a screenshot of.
Right, guys. I love the engagement that you all
I
came
do
with.
too.
Thank you for coming with all the questions. We are almost at time, but we have a few more minutes. Does anyone else want to drop another question in the chat? Going once. Oh, okay. We are getting emails. All right. Sounds good. Well, Bree and I are both here to help. If you need it, DM us, tag us, drop your ads questions in our emails. We're more than happy to help you guys. So we will help you make sense of your metrics. We'll make your campaign smarter and make sure that you're not wasting a single dollar on your Google ads, and your Meta ads as well, guys. So
Mhm.
um yeah. So if you loved this training, make sure to share it with your team or another med spa that could benefit. You can always catch the replay on our YouTube channel. To get access to more free training that will help grow your med spa, visit our link tree in our social bio, and be sure to join us live every Wednesday, 2:30 Central Time, same place, same time. Find us on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. And great job, Bree. Thank you so much for all of your valuable insights on Google Ads.
Thank
You
you.
are a queen. You're so good with Google Ads. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Stop. Thanks, Jules. Love you. Thank you guys so much. This has been so much fun. And I can't wait to have more discussions about Google Ads with you guys. So